What's going on, folks? Hey, it's Brian, and it is, what is it? It is August 28th. It's a Saturday, and we're back on the Aerovette, as we can see here. So we took, I don't know, I didn't really take bench time off. I just took time off of filming things because of what a hectic weekend we had last week, and we were actually recuperating this whole week from that trip. So was our bank account. Whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but the receipts follow you home. Still a fun time. A fun time. Let's see. Let's move on here. We have 2 coats of mica silver on here, if I remember correctly. 2 coats at least. There could be actually 3. So we'll go with that. We have 3 coats of mica silver on there, and we did 2 passes of 2K clear. And silver is one of those colors that can be a little disappointing because you spray some gloss on it, you think, oh, cool, it's going to be miles deep and all that kind of stuff. But silver doesn't do that. I don't know what its properties are or aren't, but we have a couple of little boogies right down in here. We're going to have to probably sand out a little bit, polish, but otherwise, I really like how that looks. I wasn't going to clear coat this until my friend John was like, that's going to look great when you clear coat it. And I was like, oh, okay. so we did. So we clear coated it yesterday. It's been about 24 hours now. I've been having a hard time keeping my hands off of these guys because they just look so cool. I want to keep looking at them and turn them in the light and everything. So there is a little bit of orange peel on there because it was mega hot and I was trying to get my ratios down perfect, and I didn't have enough thinner in there to get everything to flow nicely. Finally, on the willies, we clear coated the willies also. I kept adding more and more drops, and finally on the willies, did a perfect pass on that, and it doesn't have any orange peel at all, which is not what this video is about. so this is looking really, really good. We're going to let this cure up for another 24 hours at least, maybe even longer. Probably not until Monday. We'll touch this, let it do everything it wants to do, and then we'll start cutting and polishing it. So I have high hopes for that. What we did on here, we did 2 heavy passes. Did tack coat and then let that set for about 5 minutes and flash off. Did a secondary tack coat and let that flash off. And then we did a heavier pass and then let that tack up a little bit. And we came back and then did a second heavy pass. And it's on there pretty good. It's on there pretty thick because I kept adding a little bit more, what do you want to call it? Oh, words are not good today. Words are hard. Thinner, a little bit of thinner, lacquer thinner every pass. So we were trying to get it to flow a little better and stuff. So probably the issue that we're having with the orange peel right now is the fact that it was a little too thick originally, and we kept thinning it and stuff. And instead of just leveling out, it just, I don't know, did its thing. We have the chassis over here. Let's see here. So we just have the engine mocked in place, and we're kind of goofing around with that a little bit. We have, I think, a decal to put on the on one of the valve covers. So that's not looking too bad. Up here in the front we have, well, I thought I had that glued in, but I guess it's mocked up. We have the front suspension plate all glued in place, and then a little bit color matched here and there in order to fit in a little bit better with the area. Got to do a couple little touch-ups here and there. But we have the engine mocked up so that we can see how it's looking. Sometimes I'll mock stuff up in order to get an idea how it fits. And then I'll mock stuff up to get an idea of how the color valuations are going. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that we're using like a German gray on the bottom here, and then we have this really cool aluminum color here, and then the engine itself is gloss black and aluminum and a couple of other colors. I want to see how all that's kind of playing off each other. To make sure that we're not using too much of one color or not enough of another color. So everything's a little bit more balanced to the eye. That's where the artistic portion of things come into play, I like to say. So I think this is looking really good. We did do a little bit of a panel line wash around the backside here to deepen some of the shadows and such. And then along with the piping and stuff that goes underneath here. So that's looking really, really good. The interior is all built. I painted it up yesterday using my that special words are hard. the airbrush. Oh my god. this guy. So we use this guy to paint up the interior, and you can see, you know, it's dirty because I've been using it. It's actually pretty easy to clean. And one thing I discovered that I hadn't really noticed about other airbrushes, but this particular style one here, that's a deep chamber in there for the color cup. I wanted to do the seats silver, spoiler alert. So we did a few drops of Vallejo, like which color did I use here? Did I use, yeah, this one here, the Mecha color. I used the light steel for the seats. A few drops of that in there with a couple drops of thinner. Just gave it a little swirl with a stick, with a swizzle stick, and gave it a little swirl, and away we went. And that was enough color to do both the seats. I didn't have to put the larger cup on there or anything like that, so I didn't have to waste paint. I thought that was really slick. I didn't realize how deep that chamber was. So when I want to do light touch-ups on something, I'm just going to leave the color cup off there, just dump color in there and go. That seemed like it was a lot easier to deal with, especially for cleanup wise. There's one less part to have to clean up. For the rest of the car, we have our rear suspension done in titanium silver with a little bit of flat black on there and some gray panel liner to bring out a little bit of the details going on there. And then what else we got that's special? That's it. Well, the interior, it would look too flat because I did it all in flat colors, and I just thought it looked too flat. So we did a coat of TS13 gloss. It's out on the porch right now, getting all cured up and stuff. So we'll add that into the video a little bit later on. But for right now, this is part 3, and we're heading on down the road to getting this little dude finished. Hello, and we are back with another update. So we got our interior done and installed, as well as the engine and the rear suspension and all that jazz. We'll get to that in a second, but we wanted to just show you that we decided to do the silver seats in there, and I really like how that looks. What did we use? We airbrushed on this Mecha color, and this is the light steel as opposed to the dark steel, because, you know, gotta have a dark steel. But we did a gloss black down the center console because that goes with the gloss black that we see. It goes all along the front of the dashboard here, and then up onto the instrument cluster, which is actually hidden under some dark plastic, transparent plastic, some smoke plastic there, and then continues all around the door. So I thought, yeah, we'll do some gloss black down through the center there. And this is where all the radio, so we got the radio here, a couple of doodad knobbies and stuff like that, probably for air conditioning and climate control. And then this guy here is the control switches for the different displays on the instrument cluster. I've been doing my research. I do have a video that I think I'll put a link to in the description down below on this particular one. It's like 4 minutes long, and it's really cool because they show you the features of the vehicle, but at the same time, it is so 1970s. I mean, we're talking about how futuristic the car is and everything like that, and they show the driver switching from one setting to the other on the instrument panel, and he's using these switches down here, and he pushes the button down, and you can see it go clunk. So it's like the limits of the technology of the time. Oh my. But anyway, I digress. So we have the engine installed along with the rear suspension, and we have the exhaust system sort of in place. We have the bagpipes that are going to go there, but that has to go on, of course, after we do chassis to body fit. And then we got our pipes in place here. This is one big large type of piece that just glues in place, and it's molded pretty cool. It does a good job, except for right up here where it meets the rest of the body. There wasn't much we could do about the fit there, but it is what it is. And then we have some pretty cool looking little red springies back there, and I got to do a little bit of a touch up on those guys. They look pretty cool. So yeah, the chassis is pretty much done. We got all the wheels and tires frosted, a little bit of a satin coat there, and then well, this doesn't look like that at all. So I run these in some chalk, some what do they call that stuff? pastels. Just kind of, you know, munch up some pastels, and then just run the tires through there, and then we go out and put them on the drill and some sandpaper and run them down. So we do need to just clean out a little bit of excess of that chalk that's in there, but that really helps bring out the tire tread. Something I wanted to show you guys, which I thought was pretty cool. Here we have the body all in clear, looking pretty good. Still a little bit of orange peel, but we're going to see if we can address that tomorrow. Today officially has been 48 hours since we cleared it, so it's handleable, but I don't know about cutting and polishing it yet. We are going to be working on the transparent pieces here today. This is going to be today's project, because look, there's some weirdness going on there. Hopefully that's just the surface of the plastic and we can polish that out, but something I noticed, check this out, watch this, it slips right in, and that's it. I mean, that's a pretty nice fit for such a big piece of transparent plastic, because we all know that if transparent plastic goes wrong, if it warps or something like that, there ain't no fixing it. So that looks really good. The other windows, the wings here and then the rear window, I test fitted all those, and they fit really, really well also, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Might even say I'm chuffed. But there we go. There's the update on what we got going on so far. We're going to say goodnight here at the bench and go off to dinner with our friend John, and we'll talk to you all a little bit later on. Bye now.